It all started with a phone call I never expected. My neighbor whispered, "Hey, they're moving equipment near your lake cabin." At first, I thought it was just routine maintenance by the community, but when I rushed over, I froze in shock. Right before my eyes, an HOA demolition crew was tearing down my family's cabin, the place I had built with my own hands, the place holding years of memories. I shouted, "Stop! What are you doing? That's my property." One of the men turned, shrugged, and said, "HOA orders. You didn't pay your fees." Fees? What fees? I had never agreed to join their HOA. My cabin sat on private land that had been in my family for decades, and yet here they were bulldozing it down, acting like they owned everything around the lake. The HOA president, a woman everyone called Karen, strutted up in her sunglasses and smug smile. She crossed her arms and sneered, "Maybe next time you'll learn to follow the rules. Around here, we don't tolerate freeloaders." I clenched my fists. "This is illegal. You can't just destroy my property." Karen laughed. "Go ahead, call the cops. We own them too." That single line lit a fire inside me. She thought she was untouchable, hiding behind fake authority and bullying homeowners into submission. But she had no idea who she was dealing with, because my entire family worked for the federal government. You see, my father was a retired FBI agent. My sister worked for Homeland Security. My brother was a federal prosecutor. And me, I was an investigator for the Department of Justice. We had spent our lives fighting corruption, fraud, and power-hungry bullies, and now Karen had handed us the perfect case on a silver platter. But first, I had to keep my cool. I pulled out my phone, recorded the demolition, and documented everything. "Every nail you rip out is another felony," I told the workers. Some hesitated, glancing nervously, but Karen barked at them to continue. Within hours, the cabin that had stood for generations was reduced to rubble. My heart ached, but I wasn't broken. I was determined. That night, my family gathered in my living room. I played the video, and my brother shook his head. "This isn't just property damage. This is racketeering. She has been extorting homeowners with fake fees and using the HOA as her personal kingdom." My sister pulled out files she had been compiling. "I've had complaints from this HOA before. Families reporting harassment, forged fines, even threats. Karen has been running this place like a mob boss." We made a plan. If Karen wanted war, she was about to face one she couldn't win. The next week, I filed federal complaints and opened an investigation. My father helped me trace the HOA's finances. Guess what we found? Fraudulent accounts, embezzled funds, and payments to private contractors, the same crew that tore down my cabin. My brother prepared indictments, while my sister coordinated with federal marshals. But we didn't stop there. We interviewed residents, collected sworn statements, and pieced together years of corruption. Every time Karen thought she had silenced someone, we gave them a louder voice. Every time she tried to hide evidence, we uncovered double the amount. Finally, the day came. Karen hosted an HOA meeting in the clubhouse, surrounded by her loyal board members. She smirked as I walked in. "Well, well, if it isn't the man without a house, ready to apologize and pay your fees." I smiled calmly. "Actually, I'm here to serve you." The doors opened, and in walked federal agents. My family, my colleagues, men and women in uniform. Karen's smug look melted into confusion, then fear, as arrest warrants were read aloud. "You are being charged with conspiracy, fraud, embezzlement, and illegal demolition of private property." Karen stammered, "This is a mistake. You can't do this. I run this community." My father stepped forward. "Not anymore. You abused your power, and now justice is here." Residents gasped, whispering in disbelief. Some cheered quietly, relieved to see their tormentor finally face consequences. For years, Karen had threatened them, fined them, and treated them like peasants. Now she stood in handcuffs, her empire crumbling. As she was escorted out, Karen screamed, "You'll regret this! You'll all regret this!" But the truth was, the only regret was hers. In the months that followed, the HOA collapsed under federal scrutiny. With Karen gone, residents voted to dissolve the corrupt board. Families finally had peace. No more random fines, no more harassment, no more tyranny disguised as community rules. As for my cabin, it was gone, but not forgotten. The government seized Karen's assets, and with restitution funds, I rebuilt. Stronger, better. And this time, no HOA could touch it. Standing by the lake, watching the sun set over the water, I felt a sense of closure. My family had turned my tragedy into justice. Karen thought she could break me. She thought she could destroy my legacy with a bulldozer and a smug smile. But she forgot one simple truth. When you go after one of us, you go after all of us. And my family, we're not just neighbors, we're federal agents. Justice had been served. And every nail in my new cabin stood as a reminder: no one is above the law.